Welcome in to the PHNX Suns post-game show. We're hanging out in the VIP lounge tonight because the Phoenix Suns defeated the LA Clippers 106-89. As always, we are brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, rate, review. We greatly appreciate all the support. Espo, start us off the right way because I know you're itching to scream this out.
Oh, are you ready? Is everybody ready? The Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA, and it's 100% factual. Get ready and suck it, Warriors.
That was amazing. Yes, the Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA. They are the first team in the NBA this season to reach 30 wins with their win over the Clippers tonight, again, 106-89. I had fun. I know you tweeted out it was close to becoming a Buscemi, but I had fun. I thought it was an entertaining game. There were moments that I didn't love, but overall, I thought it was a fun game, and there were some really good bright spots that came out of this one.
Oh, it was a Buscemi. I mean, it was not pretty. I mean, friggin' poor Devin Booker shoots 5 of 22. I mean, Chris Paul's 5 of 14. Like, this was not a pretty game on either side for the Clippers or the Suns, but you know what? Bottom line is a win, and I don't care how ugly or pretty it is. When you got 30 of them and you're the first team to do it in the NBA, everything is damn fine, and that is how it is going here in Phoenix. So I'm all for getting a win no matter what. And anytime you can get it against the freaking LA Clippers, God, I hate the Clippers. It's extra special. I mean, Marcus Morris, the whole thing. I can't stand the damn Clippers. So it's always nice to get that win.
Do you hate the Clippers more than you hate the Lakers?
I'm more annoyed by the Clippers than I am the Lakers. The Lakers, the hate will perpetually be there. The annoyance is there with the Clippers because they're like sand in your jock strap. It's not fun. All right. It's not fun, but it's not as life-threatening as dealing with Lakers fans is sometimes.
Fair. Well, Shane is starting to give away all of the good treats that we've got coming up in the show. So let's get into it. Espo, tip things off and take us to the bar.
Let's go to the bar. Not that we need a drink, but it was a Buscemi brew tonight. I didn't think it was the prettiest. The fourth quarter turned out nice because Chris Paul decided to do Chris Paul things in the final 6 minutes, but it's still a Buscemi in my books. I know some people are saying that's 17-point win. How is it a Buscemi? Go rewatch the first 3.5 quarters and tell me that you thought it was pretty. You can't. So drink that brew, have a good time because the Suns are the number 1 team in the NBA.
Yes, they are. And I mean, there were so many different bright spots in tonight's game. I don't even know, where do you want to start, though? I suppose, should we start with our draft king of the game, or should we start with some of the smaller things and lead up to that?
No, I think we got to start with the draft king of the game because without this guy, they don't have a lead early on. And honestly, they don't win this game if Cam Johnson does not put up the kind of numbers that he does, 24.7 rebounds, 9 of 14 shooting. He was also 4 of 7 from deep, play pretty good defense as well. Cam is coming into his own. It's now, I believe, that's 21 straight games with at least 2 3-pointers in the game. That is a NBA leading number for this year, and also a Suns all-time record, if I read that correctly, thanks to Cole Michelson and the staff over at Suns basketball communications for passing that one along. But I mean, you cannot go wrong with what Cam's been doing, and that's another 10-point or more game for him. He's having the best stretch of his career. This is what we expected from Cam Johnson. You and I did the Cam Johnson preview early in the year and said, hey, this is the breakout season for Cam Johnson, right? And we're finally seeing it, and it feels good. I love me some Cam Johnson, and tonight was just that kind of reason why. He just did what it took to help get the win. Now, all about Cam Johnson.
Yep, that was his 18th straight game of scoring 10 or more points. He also, those 24 points that he knocked down tonight, that's a new career high for him. So he's, like you said, he's really coming into his own. You can tell that he's playing with a lot of confidence out there right now. He has just grown so much this season, and kind of quietly too, I guess, in a way. Maybe it's just because there's been so many bright spots throughout the season as a whole, it seems quietly. But I mean, 18 straight games of 10 or more points, and then 21 straight games of 2 or more threes. Like, that is incredibly impressive. And it's also very beneficial to this team. Like, tonight, he is our draft king of the game, but there were so many nights where he wasn't necessarily our quote unquote king of the game, but his contributions were very, very important.
Yeah, and look, when you see what he's doing, what he's been able to pull off, it's a testament to his hard work, the Suns' belief in this kid. Because when he went 10th overall, half the basketball world was laughing, the other half went, "Who?" And he's making sure that everybody remembers his name and knows it well, because he is that kind of special. He can get to the rim. His defense is improved. That 3-point shot is just pretty. And you say, oh, well, it feels like it's quiet. That's Cam. He's the quiet assassin. I mean, he comes off as that guy that is semi-quiet and real fun to talk to, but is just business-like out there on the court and just gets it done. And on a night where Devin Booker was off, I mean, there's no other way to put it. Devin Booker was off tonight. CP3 not great offensively, at least from a scoring perspective, until that fourth quarter. You needed Cam Johnson to be everything he was tonight to get you going and give you that lead early. And he has been spectacular as of late. So well earned on that DraftKings King of the Game for Cam Johnson.
MCG Blue in the chat said Cam Johnson's dad surprised him on the post-game interview and told some stories of just how nice a guy Cam is. I can confirm this. Cam is one of my favorite players on this team because he is such a genuinely kind human being. Like, he is such an easy guy to root for because he's doing great things out on the court. And then he's also such a great person off the court. Like, it's impossible not to want to root for this guy. So I'm so glad that he is doing the things he's doing out there, and we're able to celebrate his success this season. I mean, the question that I saw on Twitter a lot tonight was, are we going to be able to afford Cam Johnson in the future?
Yes.
And all I know is I'm going to riot if we don't.
Look, it's simple. Spend whatever it takes to keep the team together. I don't care. Like, go into the luxury tax, back up the Brinks truck, do whatever it takes to keep this roster together. You're not the best team in the NBA because it's plug and play and anybody can do it. It's because of the mix of this talent, and Cam Johnson is one of the most important pieces of it. And by the way, Sundress Dunks, one of our Cove crazies, yes, he went 11. I misspoke. I said 10. That was Sticks, everybody's beloved Sticks, who went number 10 for sure. And MCG Blue says Cam Johnson is the best 3-point streak in the NBA. Yeah, you know who doesn't have that? Steph Curry. That's right, because he's not playing for the best team in the NBA. And the sweet baby angel Cam Johnson is. So.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so there's been a lot of conversation too. Cam Johnson needs to be in the 3-point competition. at All-Star Weekend. Do you
Oh,
agree or disagree?
I'd love to see it because he's not gonna wind up in the game, obviously,
Right.
and so I would love to see some recognition for him. We've seen Book there enough. I don't want to see Devin Booker in the 3-point contest again. I want to see Cam Johnson get a shot to impress people. He deserves it. Deserves that recognition. By the way, we'll have a special surprise here on the show shortly. Uh,
Oh,
Lindsay,
do
you
we?
kind of know what this is, but
Okay.
yeah, Cam Johnson deserves to be in that 3-point contest. I'd love to see it. Hell, put him and Book in there. I'll see both of them. I'm not against sons on sons crime if it comes in the All-Star game.
I will only accept Devin in a 3-point contest if he is also voted into the All-Star game. Like that's it. It's either both or none. And I kind of feel like Devin's at that same point too, where he's like, I'm not participating in like the side stage kind of events if I'm not participating in the main event.
Agreed. Nor should he at this point. Why should he?
Yeah.
Like, vote me in, and then you can enjoy me shooting 3-pointers. Otherwise, shove it where the sun don't shine.
Yeah,
Speaking of
absolutely.
that, let's just talk about
Let's
this
do
now.
it. Let's
We
do
talked
it.
about it in the pregame, but what in the actual hell is wrong with NBA fans, or at least All-Star voting? I mean, the first ballots came out today, and freaking Klay Thompson is number 4. Devin Booker's number 5. All right. I
Mhm.
know Devin had a rough game tonight, so maybe this is a soapbox that is a little less sturdy than it was, 3 hours ago when we talked about it. But Klay Thompson hasn't played a game in 2 years. He should not even be allowed to be voted for, let alone have enough votes to be a spot ahead of freaking Devin Booker. All right. I have no problem. Steph should be there. Steph is an all-time great. Fine. Ja's had highlight plays, and he's kept the Grizzlies alive. Fine, but Klay freaking Thompson, it's just asinine, and it shows how stupid fan voting is. I'm sick of it at this point. As a fan, I don't even think we deserve a vote. They're lucky that it's 50% fan vote, 25% media, which we don't know what the hell we're talking about either, and then 25% coaches and players, I believe. So look, Klay's not going to get into the starting lineup. The league won't let it happen. But the fact that they even let him in this count it's basically you're spitting in the face of Devin Booker and CP3, who are 5 and 6 on that list, saying this is such a fraud that we will put a guy who has not played in 2 years above you, above the best backcourt in the NBA, Devin Booker and Chris Paul. It's not right. It's wrong. It needs to be fixed. And the other one that drives me nuts is if you look at the bigs, Carmelo Anthony has more votes than freaking DeAndre Ayton. Carmelo Anthony, who's got one foot in the casket over at the crypt, right? He's a guy that people didn't want him 2 years ago in there, and the only reason he's playing major minutes is because he's riding LeBron's coattails in LA for one of the worst Lakers teams we've seen in years. Yet somehow he has more votes because A, he's playing in LA, and B, apparently people think it's 10 freaking years ago for Carmelo Anthony. DeAndre Ayton deserves more respect on his name. To hell with Carmelo having more votes.
Speak on it, Espo. Speak on it. In case you missed it and you didn't get all the information as far as what's happening on the Western Conference side of things in the guards race, Devin is 5th. Chris Paul is in 6th place, and above them, first place, obviously, Steph Curry. Second place, Luka Doncic. Third place, John Morant. Fourth place, Klay Thompson. But Devin and Klay are like 30,000 votes away from each other. And I know on Suns Twitter tonight, we saw quite a few people tweeting out that Devin needs to be an NBA All-Star. So we just have to keep doing that. I understand the frustration. I understand that it's kind of like, it is a popularity contest. Like that's what we talked about in the pregame show, but it's on us. Really, at the end of the day, it's on us. If we want to vote them into this game using the fan vote section. We just have to keep getting out there and voting more and retweeting everything that comes across our timelines.
Freaking. Okay. Code JJM, one of our beloved Cove crazies, goes, said, or excuse me, hello said it. Espo after a game, fans are stupid. I did not say Suns fans are stupid. I said certain NBA fans are stupid. In part, the ones that call San Francisco home and Oakland home right now, because they have no business voting this guy, and that's who's doing it. You can't tell me anybody else in the NBA is sitting there going, "Yep, Klay Thompson really deserves to be in this game," because the first game he should start in 2 years is the freaking NBA All-Star game. By the way, Saul Bookman, our beloved co-host, says, Espo's always mad. Saul, you don't get to talk unless you actually show up for the show. So feel free to block him, Shane, from the remainder.
Block him from the chat.
Brandon, Espo rant activated. Yes, that is true.
Our chat is hilarious tonight. You guys are on one, and I love it. Somebody said, I think it was Brian asked if I was a Sticks kid. And then hello said Lindsey hates all kids, which I thought was hilarious. I think I'm on the fringe of being a Sticks kid. Like, I love Sticks, and I think it's been really awesome to see what he's been able to do these past few games and how he's really taken full advantage of the opportunities he's been given. I honestly think, though, for Sticks, I want him to succeed with his full entire NBA career. And I don't know if the Suns is the best place for that. Because if you're talking about putting him over at the 4, we talked about this a little bit in pregame. I don't know if this is the right system to have him at the 4. And if he's better suited at the 5, then he's behind at least 2, maybe even 3 other players before he'll see minutes there. And it's totally his choice, obviously, if he wants to hang with the Suns and be a part of that culture and be a part of this program, knowing that he's probably not going to get as many minutes, or if he wants to go somewhere else and try and develop more and get more minutes and build something with somebody else. I understand that side of it. And I think for Sticks, I just think as long as he makes what he thinks is the best move, I'm happy for him. I don't know. Is that a cop out?
Well, you have a lot of cop outs, but that's okay. We forgive you, Lindsey. Let me say this, and I'll look directly into the camera and say this. Jalen Smith deserves 20 plus minutes a night, even when the bigs come back. They should play him at center. Maybe it's time to move on from a JaVale. I don't know, but Jalen Smith has proven himself since he's been given the opportunity, and he deserves to be a part of this franchise at least through the remainder of this year. I know that they turned down his option, salary, whatever, it's money. It's a certain owner's pocketbook that seemed to be the most important about. But Jalen Smith has proven that he's capable to work in this system, that he can average double-doubles, that he can go out there and that he can play at a high level. And you don't throw that away. You got to keep that. You got to hold that tight and embrace it. You got to be a Sticks kid when it comes to this, and you got to go out there and find a way to keep playing him, even with DeAndre Ayton and JaVale McGee coming back. So that's what you need to do. He did it again tonight. Sometimes it's awkward. I mean, sometimes it's not the prettiest, but you know what? You need to find a way to really get him those minutes, develop him, continue to develop him. I mean, he's proving that you play him and he can play. I mean, but do not play him at the 4. Give him the minutes at the 5, right?
Hello just said, I don't like Espo being nice about Sticks. It feels unnatural.
Well, part of it was because I challenged you guys to get us over 2,000 YouTube followers for this to happen. And we did that.
Hey!
So I am a man of my word, but I also, I have been hard on Sticks. And
a little bit, yeah.
A lot of it. All right. I called him a Walmart Hakeem Warwick. All right. Because I hadn't seen him given the opportunity. I didn't believe that if you gave him the opportunity, he was going to be able to do it because he hadn't shown it. But what I'm realizing is they played him out of position. They played him at the 4 when they did play him. You put him at the right position, the center position, which obviously is where he performs best, and he can figure out how to do it. So kudos to him, right?
Mhm.
I can admit when I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong about Jalen Smith and my perception on him. But I'm also a big go out there and prove it guy, right? And he's gone out there and he's proved it. So I'm not going to sit there and rip on him. Look, if you find the right trade, I understand that's the perspective. If you find the right trade, it's a piece that could help you now to win a title. Fine, I understand that if that comes into play. But if it doesn't, you don't have to move on from him, right? You don't have to force your way out of it. You figure out how to get minutes. I'd much rather have this problem where you don't have enough guys, that you have too many guys, than
Mhm.
not have enough guys like the Suns ran into last year in the playoffs.
Right.
If you can, I mean, if you can throw out five big guys that are good, great. I mean, but there's going to be nice that Bismack Miyambo isn't good. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a reason why he was available come January of an NBA season,
Well,
because
he
he's going to
did
be hit or
turn
miss.
down he also did turn down some other offers.
This
So
is true.
we gotta, full
I w-
picture.
Let me be clear. I was
But
kidding
I
about the
agree.
move on from JaVale McGee part. That was sarcastic. All right, but I honestly I do think that it's nice to have that. My thing is
Mhm.
he's not going to get enough minutes though, because it's going to be tough to juggle that rotation. Now, if JaVale gets in foul trouble, has an off night, you can go to Sticks. That's a win. If DeAndre gets in foul trouble, has an off night, you have options now, which is
Mhm.
awesome because you didn't have options last playoffs, and that became your Achilles heel. You're not going to run into that this year. And again, if you do find the right place, the right kind of deal, a Jeremy Grant, maybe an Eric Gordon, somebody that can bolster your scoring, fine. And Sticks has to be the part of it. Great, but I hope he gets his minutes wherever he goes. He's earned them over the last 5 games or so.
And Sticks finished tonight with 19 points and 14 rebounds. He did really well holding it down in the paint tonight, doing big things on the boards. And you know who else did some really big things down low? Chris Paul.
Yes, well, he
Chris
did big things
Paul.
everywhere. It wasn't
He
just down
did.
low.
But that one was impressive because it is a career high 13 rebounds for Chris Paul tonight. He also got his second triple double with the Phoenix Suns, the 17th of his career tonight. So he finished with 14 points, 10 assists, and 13 rebounds. A solid runner up for our DraftKings king of the game. It was him and Cam Johnson were right there. But we had to give it to Cam. But Chris Paul, my goodness, the way that this man is able to just put his fingerprints on a game, and we call him point guard for a reason. We've been talking about this all season. He comes in and he impacts this game in incredible ways, especially when the team needs it the most.
It's almost like forward god tonight with all the rebounds. But yeah, I mean, look, that 6 minutes, that he played at the end of the fourth. Again, amazing what this guy can do in clutch situations. Okay, people were like, it didn't happen in the finals. Yeah, he was injured. Whatever. I don't want to hear that. CP3 is one of the best closers in the game, and right now, when the Suns need him, he's stepped up. I mean, he was great in getting points down the stretch. He was great at grabbing those boards, but his passing as well set up a lot of those Cam Johnson buckets tonight. So kudos to Chris Paul. Crazy that he's still setting career highs this late in his career as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just impressive the way that he has been able to maneuver his game and kind of switch things up based on the team's needs and just creating more longevity within his career. I love seeing that out of him. And I think that just points to his level of basketball IQ and understanding how to impact a game in different ways. Like his game is so versatile, right? Like you've seen so many different things throughout his career. And I just love how he's able to do that so well, even this long into his career, which I guess you could say on the other side is why he's had such a long career too.
Well, and he evolves. I mean, that's the best thing about Chris Paul is he starts to understand what his limitations are. I mean, obviously, it's well documented. He changed his diet, his approach, but what this guy does as a leader too. There was a story told on the TNT broadcast tonight. I don't know if you guys were watching that or the
Yeah.
local, but on TNT, the sideline reporter, and I'm blanking on his name, Hayes tonight.
Chris
Chris Hayes
Haynes.
tonight.
Sorry, Haynes.
Haynes tonight was talking about how in Boston, uh, there was this guy heckling a couple of the
Emmanuel Terry.
yeah, Manuel Terry, one of the 10-day contract guys, saying you're a 1-day contract guy, give him crap. And Chris Paul wound up turning around because it kept going on throughout the game and scolded this fan basically that it takes a lot to get in this league, and without these guys that are signing these 10-day deals, we have no NBA right now
Mhm.
because of everything going on. So put some respect on their name. It wound up so impressed. It made such an impression on this fan that the fan actually DM'd Emmanuel Terry later that night and apologized for heckling him. That's Chris Paul, the man. That's why these guys follow him. That's why he's so amazing as a leader, because he'll do those things. He talks the talk, but he walks the walk. He backs it up, right? So I can't say enough about Chris Paul and his impact on this organization and the way they play. It's been spectacular.
Yeah, I really enjoyed when he shared that story, and we've had so many different stories like this throughout the season. I mean, I think it was Landry Shamet a few games ago ran into a camera person on the baseline, and Chris Paul grabbed him and was like, "No, no, no! You need to pick up this camera person. You knocked
Yep.
them over. I know it was an accident, but still, pick up the people around you." And it just that's the motto, right? Like pick up the people around you, no matter what proximity you are to them, whether you're a fan sitting close enough to courtside to be able to have a player hear you. Like pick people up around you, even if it's somebody from a different fan base. Like I don't necessarily mean to say that you can't have fun, like beef with each other and have Twitter wars or whatever. But at the end of the day, like we've got to be kind to one another. And I think that's a big thing that Chris Paul really preaches within this team and just around him in general, which is kind of ironic because I think a lot of people, I mean, there were rumors on the street before Chris Paul came to the Suns that he was kind of mean. And I don't know where that came from because I haven't seen that not one single time since he's
Well,
been here.
I think he can be a pain in the ass to his teammates because he wants to win so bad. And if you're not of a certain mindset, that eats at you. But this team is of that mindset that we want to get better at whatever it takes, and we're okay with brutal honesty. And that's what it is. I think he played with some weak-minded guys at some of these stops, like Houston in particular, that it wore on those guys. But this Suns team wants to get better. They're entrenched in it, and they're all for it. But you're right. The Chris Paul mentality is we all should be, trying to pick up that next person. And I get it. We give people crap. I mean, I just said fans in San Francisco are idiots, but when it comes to it, we are all basketball fans. We're all part of the bigger thing, and we should show some respect for it. But it's more fun to give them a hard time when they vote Klay Thompson for All-Star when he hasn't played for 2 years. So
Right. Well, and that's just being, a little
stupid.
playful, a little angry because it's our guy, Devin Booker. Like we want him in there. So I understand that one. Okay.
Apparently, the TNT broadcast, according to Cove Crazies, showing absolutely no respect to the best team in the NBA, talking over our highlight package. Brittany says, #1 team in the whole league and still can't get respect. Some things never change. That's damn straight, Brittany.
Well,
That's why
thanks for
we're
hanging
here,
out
though.
with us, Brittany. We appreciate having you here. We will give the best team in the NBA some damn respect. Espo, should you just yell it one more time just for the
The
sake of it?
Phoenix Suns are the best team in the NBA. Suck it, Warriors. Yeah, that's right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break because we've hit the final week of the pro football regular season and college football is heading into the national championship. DraftKings Sportsbook has an unbelievable offer to get all fans in on the action for this exciting time on the football calendar. So new customers who sign up using the promo code PHNX can bet just $5 on any football team to win their game. And if they do, you're going to win $200 in free bets. It is that easy. So join in on the fun. Let's wind down the season with a big win. So one more time, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code PHNX when you sign up. Place just a $5 bet on any football team, college or pro, to win their game. And when they do, you're going to win $200 in free bets instantly. That's promo code PHNX this week at DraftKings. That's 21 and older only, Arizona only. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Espo, did you hit on any of your bets tonight? I don't remember what they were, to be honest.
I did not. I had Jalen Smith for first field goal. He did take the first shot of the game and the first shot for the Suns, but he missed it. That's all right, though. Mad love for Jalen tonight. And then I had Reggie Jackson and Devin Booker scoring 35 each, and they scored 25 each, and they scored a combined 27 for the game. So, wah, wah, not good.
Well, you can't win them all, but the best part about it, I know, I really wish you could too. I wish we all could, because that would be pretty glorious. So we have some really go ahead.
Can I okay, MCG Blue in the chat says Lindsay's got the cool kids wired earbuds in tonight. What about me? Like, I'm rocking the old school and I can't get any love just because she has the Apple brand stuff. I mean, fine.
I feel like Shane needs to come on and show us his headphones, because they're pretty intense. Come on,
his
Shane,
alien weird things. He's worried about his hair. He's like freaking out about his hair.
My hair is a mess.
We love it.
I got really cool headphones, so they're my old DJ headphones. Okay, that's enough. Bye, guys.
What was your DJ name, Shane?
Father. Okay.
Wait. Okay.
DJ Father?
We're going to get more information on that from Shane, and we'll update you guys at a later time, because that's super. I need some clarification. But yeah, I love my old school wired headphones. They're just super easy. I don't know. I like them. Anyway, Espo, I think we have some really interesting stuff.
We do.
That came from Twitter tonight. Yep. You've got more insight on this one than I do. So you want to tell us what's going on?
Yeah, if DJ Father could put up the graphic. Yeah, our friend at Suns Uni
Tracker
put out this tweet tonight talking about what he's heard from multiple sources about the new Suns jerseys coming next year. He's saying we're going to get a classic edition that's going to be the 90s Sunburst, unsure on the color, but it sounds like they're leaning to purple. That's 90% confirmed. But this is the Low Suns might be back as the city edition, a 50% chance there. This is the one that gets me really pissed off. Teal and maroon are in play somewhere, likely on the Low Suns edition. That's 75% confirmed. If there are teal and maroon on any Suns jerseys, if they go away from purple and orange even for one to do a teal and maroon, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind. That is not Suns colors, and it sounds like it'd be quite putrid. If I wanted to look at teal and red, I'd go watch a Tuesday Diamondbacks game, all right? And everybody knows nobody's doing that lately. So I do not want any teal and maroon on my Suns uniform. Another one, and we've talked about this, the Valley jersey ain't coming back next year. They might use the pixel gradient elsewhere, and then there may be an earned edition uniform coming up this next year. But maroon and teal on a Suns uniform is ridiculous.
Earned edition? Is that would be completely new, right?
When you make the playoffs, yeah, you get it. In the past, they got an earned edition, so
well, that's why I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, we haven't seen that here in Phoenix. So.
Okay, teal and maroon, like teal and maroon in the same jersey, like together.
Yes, that's what he heard. I don't know about that. That's something.
And they said potentially the Low Suns jersey.
Yeah, which I get, but why go away from your traditional colors? Like, I mean, that just doesn't seem great. It just seems like a bad bad move. I don't see how that plays without looking like A, you're pandering, or B, that you've totally missed the mark. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll see these and we'll go, oh wow, that is just a breath of fresh air, and we should have maroon and teal on more Suns jerseys, but I don't think so. You're
I
the
don't
fashion
know.
expert. I'm just the angry fat guy. So
No, I don't know. I feel like I would have to see it before I could make a call on it. I do think it's a little odd, just because those colors feel like then they would be coming out of left field. Because even on the Valley jerseys, there's a couple additional colors in there as far as like the gradient, like a little bit of yellow in there that's different. But there's no teal or maroon in there, is there?
well, but if you look at the Sun's Sunburst logo, there is some yellow in that. So like
Right.
that's within the palette.
Right.
Teal and maroon. I don't know what sliders you're messing with on Photoshop to get from purple and orange to teal and maroon, but that doesn't sound right. And as Brian says in the chat, teal is I assume he means an affront to the basketball gods and will jinx us into eternity. I have a feeling. I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. The Spurs Fiesta uniforms had teal.
Okay,
They had to get rid of it before they won a title, but MCG Blue says sounds like the Grant Hill Pistons era jersey with the flaming horse head. I don't think we want to go that direction. I don't know. And so says Jay, my personal lawyer, says maybe it'll be teal, maroon, purple, and orange. That sounds like a subtle mix.
Yeah, very subtle.
Yeah,
Code JJM says just use gold and purple so Booker can really amp up the Kobe comparisons. I mean, there were multiple times this year where I felt like some of the graphics just kind of circulating the internet with the Suns looked a little bit like purpley and gold.
Yeah, well,
like there were a couple times where I was like, are those our colors or are those Lakers colors?
Oops.
Hello says your thoughts are very tealing, but that's a good one.
Bad puns.
That's a good one.
Sean R says any teal jersey in NBA history is elite. I don't know about that.
Well,
I mean, are we talking Charlotte's teal? Maybe, but I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to hold my opinion until I actually see.
Come on, Lindsay.
Vancouver Grizzly jerseys.
I know.
I don't know.
That's true. That. Those ones are kind of cool.
They weren't in the moment. Now retro wise, they're cool. But Brittany Price in the chat says my designer senses are dry heaving thinking of these color combos.
I would really hope it's maroon and teal without the purple and orange.
But that makes it even worse.
It seems even more weird. But if you throw all four of those colors in there together, that's just a lot.
Yes, that's the whole point. Having them by themselves makes no sense because they're not your colors. Putting them with your colors make no sense because it just doesn't mix right.
I'm just trying to think like maybe it's like some sort of a sunset-y pattern. Like, could you do the maroon?
When have you ever seen teal and maroon in a sunset?
I feel like you could do maroon, but the teal is what's kind of throwing me off. But maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to like think about how this could look. But I guess we'll find out. I
don't know. I'm hoping if we complain enough, it won't happen. maybe this is just a test balloon to see how we all react. And if we all react the way that most of us are here, maybe it won't happen.
Well, Suns Unitracker said, I think the reason why they shared this information tonight was because it was like a promise. If a certain amount of Devin Booker All-Star tweets or their tweet was retweeted a certain amount of times, they would share this information. So maybe we can make a deal with them that if we double the amount of retweets, they'll see if the sources can give them some more information on the teal and maroon and at least give us a little bit of guidance there. I don't know.
I will say this. I did not check any of the rumors with my sources. I just heard that and was like, all right, we'll talk about it because it's out there and the fans are talking about it. And I had such a visceral reaction to the thought of maroon and teal on our beloved Suns uniforms that I had to say something.
Larry, you're funny. He said, conspiracy theory 101, Lindsay won't comment on the jersey because she's behind it.
Yeah, because you know what most teams do is they take people that they've been rude to and then go, hey, please design our jersey.
Or here's all the information.
From my office.
I don't know. You can keep the conspiracy theories coming. I won't confirm or deny. So I'm just going to play it up. I'm just going to lean into this one. All right, Espo. Speaking of potentially cool threads, we saw some people who had some really cool threads on at the game tonight. And that is none other than our very own Saul Bookman and one of our biggest supporters, Chris. They ran into each other at the game tonight, and she is rocking the Devin Booker sunset, or I'm sorry, the car with a person in it and a dog sunset.
Definitely not Devin Booker.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that one. And then Saul Bookman rocking the DraftKings hoodie. Those DraftKings hoodies are super soft, so I don't blame him for that one.
Hold on.
But I do think he should be wearing a PHNX shirt.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, Saul.
Chris is if I had a Ring of Honor in the home studio, maybe we'll actually do this in the PHNX studio. We do a Ring of Honor. Chris would be the first fan, the first Cove Crazy to get put in that Ring of Honor. She has been spectacular on everything that we do, and we really appreciate her.
Yeah, shout out to you. We love everything that you do to support us here at PHNX. And we love that you are such a huge fan of the Valley teams, the Phoenix Suns especially. And I think she got to meet Gerald too, or Gerald got to meet her too at a game earlier this season. So Espo, you and I, we got to get out to a game at some point in time so that we can meet up with Chris as well, and then it'll just be a full circle family meeting.
Yeah, at some point I will get out there, I promise. And if they let me back in the building, I think that's I got to check if I'm allowed, especially after I rail against their maroon and teal ideas. So we'll see. But no, I definitely, Chris would be in that Ring of Honor, and it would be an honor and a privilege to get the chance to meet her out there. So we will definitely. We will definitely make that happen before the end of the season. We should have a larger meetup of all the Cove Crazies at some point, maybe for a road game. We meet somewhere and do that or something. But I would definitely would love to get everybody out there. Look, I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings.
Way to go, Espo.
You're all beloved. If I had like 16 spots in the Ring of Honor, we'll do it like the Suns do it now. It'll be digital, and we can just rotate you all through it. All right.
Oh, ouch.
Maybe I do need a hug. I stopped drinking caffeine. Well, I stopped drinking soda and coffee on Monday. And
that's a bad move.
Oh,
why would you can't just go cold turkey off of caffeine.
I'm drinking
You're going to have
tea.
the worst headaches.
I'm drinking tea with caffeine.
Okay.
So the caffeine isn't gone. I've lost the 5 pounds already by doing this. So I'm committed to it, but it has made me damn angry, more so than usual. So maybe I do need a hug, but it's lies when Saul tells you in the chat that he tried to give me a hug. That man hates hugs more than he hates cheese. All right.
Because you tried to hug him during a show one time, and Saul was like, it was the most uncomfortable I've ever seen Saul. Ever.
I thought
he was like, what is
die.
this? What's happening? I don't know. I don't like this. Take it back. Manuel with the super chat says, I'm buying my way up to the PHNX Ring of Honor. LOL.
All right. Let's keep this cut. Let's see whoever hits a $50 super chat, you can get in the Ring of Honor. I'll put you in the Ring of Honor the next time that we're in the studio. We'll add you and Chris, and that's what we'll do. So.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. All right. So before we kind of round out our show for tonight, one thing that I did kind of want to give a little love to was just the Suns bench tonight, because they were a big part of this W. The Suns bench had 30 points tonight to the Clippers 21 points tonight. If my math is wrong, please forgive me. I just did that on the fly. They're in the second quarter. Elfrid Payton and Cam Payne had a good stretch. Obviously, Cam Johnson contributed big numbers for that, which makes me feel like Cam started tonight. That makes sense. I was like, I think I did my math wrong. But yeah, shout out to that bench unit, because They did really good things tonight, and I feel like it's been a minute since we've really highlighted the bench. So that second unit deserves a little bit of love from us here on this one too.
Oh, definitely. I mean, across the board. I mean, this was another team win. I mean, even Ish Wainwright came out and had some nice moves. Justin Jackson did a little bit, added a little bit in there. Like this was across the board. Everybody stepped up and did what they could, and especially when you see what Devin Booker didn't do tonight, you needed these other guys to step in and add a little bit. And every little bit helped tonight in that 17-point win. It wasn't as big of a blowout as it seemed in the end. So, I'm all for it. Shane with the super chat, the mustache behind the back donates $4.99 and says, "Let me in." There is not a chance we're putting you in a Ring of Honor. All right, you're not even in my top 4 producers, Shane. Right now, all right.
Me.
I'm kidding.
You guys can't
kidding,
see it,
Shane.
but we can see Shane on our screens, and he just walked off. And
Shane,
I don't blame him. He should leave.
Shane, you are number 1 in my heart, number 4 in my rankings. All right, it's just the way it is.
Wow, I see how it is, Espo. So mean to our producers. Shane's done so much for us, and he even had to deal with Cam Johnson's hair, which he said is really hard for crown placements.
Not what Leah says, but Sean R says R.I.P. Shane. Oh.
That's fantastic. Poor Shane.
Petey,
hold on.
Well, Petey are one of our PHNX Coyotes hosts, says Shane super chatting. You're definitely paying him too much.
Manuel, thank you for the super chat. This is for Shane moving to top 3 producers. There you go, Shane. Manuel's got your back.
All right, we'll move you into the top.
We literally have 4 producers.
And you're now top 3. That's a huge
Congrats,
win.
Shane.
One of them is part-time.
Aw, Shane, you're my favorite. Don't tell the others though.
Saul in the chat, Espo doesn't deserve you, Shane. No. I don't know what I did to deserve Shane. That's what I wonder sometimes. We love you. We love you, DJ Father.
All right, Espo. Anything else from tonight's game that you want to bring up?
No, look, we're going to get a lot of the normal rotation guys back over the next few games, but you need to remember when we look back later on in this season and the fact that the Suns team is sitting with the best record in the league right now, first team to 30 wins, a big part of that is guys that have come in that weren't on this roster. The Ish Wainwright, Jalen Smith getting minutes, Bismack Biyombo coming in. We have to respect what they've been able to do, even if they don't see minutes the remaining part of the year, even if they get cut because they were 10-day guys. Mad respect to what they've been able to do over the last 2 weeks and how they've kept this team afloat. And Kevin Young, too, for being there and helping hold the coaching staff together. This has not been an easy handful of weeks, and this Suns team has shown, even through the toughest of times, they're resilient and they're going to come through and they're going to find a way to win. So let's keep that in mind. Saul, I was kidding when I said he deserved 20 minutes a game. If you read my Twitter, you'd understand the whole thing, but I know you don't. So,
well, Saul was like on, but he wasn't like listening the whole time. He was kind of in and out. I guarantee it. So he didn't catch the sarcasm.
Kind of like usual. Love you, Saul.
I was like, okay. Well, if you guys have not checked out gophnx.com yet, please do so and consider becoming a member today. There's in-depth features over there, film breakdowns, special discounts. You get to be a part of our Discord, which is really cool. There's a lot of great stuff about becoming a member at GoPHNX. In my opinion, the most important part is you get to read Gerald's articles, which are always very thoughtful, always very informative. He writes amazing content. And if you guys want to be able to read all of that become a member at gophnx.com today. You either get a free t-shirt from the PHNX locker or your first month for just 50 cents when you sign up. So you get to have some options there. It's time to just redefine what it means to be an Arizona sports fan. So it's time for you to go PHNX. We appreciate you guys always tuning in to the post-game shows. We love hanging out in the VIP lounge with you. Once again, please rate, review, subscribe, all the things. We really appreciate it. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Lindsey Smith AZ. You can follow Espo on Twitter at Espo, and you can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Suns. And before we sign off, code JJM, shout out to you for the super chat. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and just as my lawyer in the reminds me, I am not liable for anything I say when I have not had caffeine like I haven't. So my apologies to Shane and Saul. I care deeply about you both, but I am just very angry lately until I get through this and over this kind of cliff here. Oh, JJM coming in hot with like 3 $9.99 super chat.
He was first to 30 wins. Yep. First to 30 wins in the NBA this season. That is your Phoenix Suns. Thank you, Code JJM. Thank you, everyone who tuned in live. Thank you, everyone who listened to the audio version. We will see you guys next time. Tomorrow, Friday, we're going to have an audio-only episode for you, and then we'll be right back here on Saturday. So we'll see you guys then.
Ahoy, hoy.